Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Taz. And we are here to do the New Hampshire Fantasy Report for the NASCAR Cup Series. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it last week, Taz, but I did make some picks from last week. Did you?
I believe I did. I have to go back and look. I probably bombshelled that one because I kind of last minute threw that one in. Boy, I think I only got one right. Yeah, I only got one right out of that ordeal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took Cindric over SVG and I lost that one. I took Bowman over Chastain. That's the only one I got right. I took Chase over Logano and I bombshelled that one terribly. And I was hoping for Josh Berry over Austin Dillon, and I lost that one too.
Okay, well, that wasn't good. Was that the previous week?
That was Bristol. I think the week before was
St. Louis. Okay, I didn't do the matchups. I did the 5 drivers plus the garage. I don't think I did matchups. No, I did not do matchups. I had Larson, Bell, Elliott, Hamlin, and Ty Gibbs, and I put Bowman in the garage.
Oh, for Bristol?
Yes.
I had Chase, Elliott, Briscoe, Hamlin, Bell, and Larson with Buescher in my garage, and I think I probably should have dumped one of them out of there.
Well, it happens. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this week. We've got we're at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the first race in the round of 12. And at the top of the list is no question about it. We've got Christopher Bell at the top of the list at 350. And he won last week. Is he going to make it 2 in a row?
He very well could possibly do so. This is a track Bell probably had circled ever since the schedule for this season came up into the playoffs, because Bell has been pretty dominant in all 3 national series for NASCAR when it comes to New Hampshire. So I'm not surprised that Bell has really low of odds as he does, and I would be dumbfounded if he's not in anybody's lineup at all this week.
I would be too. Okay, what about Hamlin? Hamlin's the next on the list at odds of 375 or 600. The best odds is 600.
Hamlin, not surprised he's up that high. I mean, Hamlin's good just about anywhere we go to that's not a road course, I should say. He finds a way, and I know New Hampshire, for a fact, for him, is one of his good tracks,
He's got 4 wins there, I think.
He's got 3 wins, and I found actually this, and I'm sure we're going to hit upon it later, but he's got 3 wins with 6 second-place finishes at New Hampshire.
Okay, so Hamlin is up there. What about Ryan Blaney?
Flat track, just like Bell with flat tracks. This is a good one for Blaney. I'm surprised he's kind of competing with Hamlin in this instance. But yeah, a flat track like New Hampshire, Ryan Blaney's going to get it covered. I mean, he does it well at Phoenix as well, and at Gateway too.
Okay, next up is Chase Briscoe at 750.
Briscoe, I think, is one you're going to have to very carefully keep your eye out for. I think he finished top 5. I think he finished top 5. He might have been a top 3 finisher last year in Stewart-Haas equipment. So if he's that competitive at New Hampshire under Stewart-Haas, you know for dang sure he's competitive with JGR. He'll be right up there.
Okay. Next, we got Kyle Larson. I'm curious of your thoughts on Kyle Larson.
As much as Larson does well, I still believe he's riding that post-Indy 500 double slump, and I don't think that team has found a way out of it.
Okay. Joey Logano.
I'm surprised he's at only 1,000. I figured he might be a little bit higher.
Yeah, I did too.
Again, look, this is not a typical Joey Logano year. This is not the typical Logano we're used to seeing. But I mean, Penske finds a way. That's all I got.
Okay, and William Byron and Chase Elliott, let's put them together.
This is, I mean, outside of Larson, really, and maybe something else would prove me wrong. This is not pretty much like Gateway. This is not a Hendrick track.
Okay.
And I don't think Byron has actually, yeah, I wrote that down. Byron, and this was funny because I looked this up earlier throughout the week and I had to write this down. This track is the only active track on the NASCAR schedule Byron does not have a top 10 at.
Okay. So he's definitely a do not pick. And I think Chase Elliott falls in that category as well.
Yeah, I mean, his stats might say something else, or like I said, but I don't remember Chase being a top contender for New Hampshire.
Let's go to our stats page. They've got Josh Berry at the top of the list, but it's only one race. And he had as a driver rating for that one race at 112.3. Thoughts about Josh Berry? He had a third place finish there last year.
I'm going to kind of, and I hate to throw in Bristol as an example for it, because I know Bristol is a completely different animal versus New Hampshire, but I rode high on Josh Berry in hopes that he might come out of whatever hole he's been in with Bristol last week. And it went completely the other way than I thought it would. So I would not be surprised if New Hampshire goes the same way, where he did absolutely hot last year. And this year it's going to be a different story.
Okay.
So I don't feel comfortable with Josh Berry. So I would say that one race that is not going to tell the tale for him.
Okay, Christopher Bell is second, but he's based off of 5 races at 106.3. He's got average finish, though, at 12.2.
And the best part is that, yeah, he's got an average of 12.2, but the stats really show that Bell is really the guy for New Hampshire. Like when you say Daytona, you think of one driver, you think of Denny Hamlin because he's won that thing 3 times in a row.
Denny Hamlin's right below him.
Bell is the New Hampshire guy, and as I mentioned before, he's won in Xfinity trucks and also obviously in the Cup Series as well.
And right behind him is Denny Hamlin at 9.9 average finish.
Yeah, like I said, if it's not a road course, Hamlin's pretty well up there somewhere. Multiple wins, multiple second place finishes. So not surprised that the top 2 drivers outside of Josh Berry are Bell and Hamlin.
Okay, what about Brad Keselowski? He's got a 10.5 average finish. It's even better than Christopher Bell's.
I'm shocked at that one because that must be when he did when he was riding high over at Team Penske. Because in terms of RFK, unless
it's based on total races.
Yeah, then if it's done on total races, then yeah, a lot of that's got to be based off of his Penske and not his RFK, because I don't think he's that competitive in the RFK side of things.
All right. And then Jimmy Johnson, of course, is not racing, but neither is Martin Truex Jr. But that's the car that Chase Briscoe will be driving, and he's got an 11.3 average finish.
Yeah, Briscoe is going to be one to watch for. That team lately has been, they could very well be an easy, I don't really want to say easy, but they should be in the conversation for being in the championship 4. They're coming in hot at the right time. Okay,
then we kind of take a drop again to 14.7 for Chase Elliott and 15.5.
Oh, he's up there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Vegas odds see something different.
Kyle Larson is at 11.2.
Yeah, Larson, I'm not surprised, but again, I don't know if I really want to ride the hype train on him, being that he's I don't know. Ever since that Indy Coke double
Yeah.
weekend, he's been in that giant slump, and they haven't really found a way to get out of it. But that's kind of where I feel like Chase has kind of thrived in certain areas from that
Mhm.
deal. Maybe New Hampshire could be one where Chase, breaks out from the Larson shadow. So I would
Yeah.
say Chase. So maybe Vegas sees something in Chase that your box score was saying.
Yeah. I wanted to look at this one, and I'll make it a little bit bigger here because this gives some of the stats for each driver. Okay, so for instance, they've got Denny Hamlin at the top, and his stats show he's got 3 DNFs, 2 stage wins, and 5 wins. Is that Christopher Bell or is that? I think
No,
that's Denny Hamlin.
that's Denny Hamlin. Those 5 wins got to be all season. Because New
Yeah.
Hampshire, he's only got 3.
Oh, okay. 2 stage wins, top 3, top 5. Okay, so let me look at this. Let's look at Christopher Bell. He's showing 4 wins, which is for the season, 3 DNFs, no stage wins. They've got Ryan
Wow.
Blaney actually in third. He's got
Bell only
70.
has Bell doesn't have a stage win. That's amazing.
That is kind of incredible.
Wow.
But he's there at the end all the time. And then you got Ryan Blaney. He's got 2 stage wins, 2 wins, and 7 DNFs on the season. Kyle Larson only has 2 DNFs, which I think is kind of surprising. I know he gets back out on the track. He does have 3 wins and 4 stage wins.
Yeah, that team finds a way to get back on the track, and I guess they found that with the whole NASCAR and the new time management of going back to the garage, they've taken full advantage of that sucker.
Chase Briscoe's got the 2 wins, 3 DNFs, and 3 stage wins. So that's where he stands. Joey Logano has 1 win, 3 DNFs, 2 stage wins.
But Logano has been cold this year, so as low of 3 DNFs though. But if you look at everything else, it's not a typical Logano
A year.
season. So I feel like he's been cold.
Okay, so I thought that was interesting. But let's go to our fast lane over here and talk about the drivers there. Christopher Bell, of course, is at the top. With another good year, consider Goodyear tire conservation last weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. My fantasy lineup laid an egg. We'll give it another shot this week as Goodyear will bring a new tire to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The Magic Mile is known for many quirks, including lobster, maple syrup, whoopie pies, and Christopher Bell being top notch. Toyota in general has been dominant in New Hampshire in the next gen era, winning all 3 races, all 6 stages, leading 83% of the laps run. So Christopher Bell, they're saying, is a must start.
Definitely, for sure. And as I mentioned, what I have written down here is Bell's won 2 of the last 3 New Hampshire races. He's won all 4 of his Xfinity starts at New Hampshire, and out of his 2 truck races, he's finished top 2. So, if you, like I said earlier, if you don't have Bell in this lineup, I don't know what you're thinking.
Okay, when the 2025 schedule was announced more than a year ago, Bell's eyes lit up with additions to the playoffs at shorter flat tracks like Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway and New Hampshire. The number 20 team saw a pathway to reach the round of 8 easily. Bell ranked as the best passer at Gateway and had the second quickest speed, according to NASCAR Insights. Sure, there's a new tire, but Bell was among 3 drivers at the July tire test who gave these tires a try. He has won 2 of the last 3 Cup trips to New Hampshire, along with a runner-up result in 2021. In 11 National Touring Series starts, he has 7 victories here and 9 top 2 finishes. That's pretty incredible.
Oh, I would say so. I would say
Okay.
so at all. This is the guy.
Bell is at the top of the heap. Next up, we got Denny Hamlin. They've got him down as a must start. Joe Gibbs Racing's number 11 Toyota, odds are 13-2. Hamlin is the most recent winner at a compatible track in New Hampshire and has visited Victory Lane 3 times in the Granite State. 6 times he's been a bridesmaid here and has cracked the top 2 in the finishing order in 29% of his starts. Toyota is on a roll, leading over 78% of the laps during the round of 16. JGR has also had at least one car placed inside the top 2 in the finishing order in 13 straight New Hampshire races, the longest streak ever at a singular venue.
Yeah, a couple of things I'm going to add on to that. Hamlin's another must start. Mentioned the 3 wins, mentioned the 6 second place finishes. Also mentioned the high percentage of his top 2 finishes of starts. He's finished top 15 in 12 of the last 13 races and finished top 10 in 5 of the last 6. So he's the number 2 man here at New Hampshire.
Okay, let's look at the number 3 guy. That's Joey Logano they've got here. In the number 22, Team Penske Ford, his odds are at 13-2. Logano was another driver at the July test, and according to those in attendance, the number 22 car was blistering fast. The 3-time Cup champion is a 2-time New Hampshire winner with 6 top 10s in the last 8 trips at his home track. He also enters one of his best tracks with consecutive top 5s for the first time since June of 23.
See, there's the stats, but with how Penske has been going lately, I don't see Joey Logano as the guy when you turn around and say who's the one to do this. And I'm kind of looking at Blaney over him. Maybe these people are seeing something I personally don't. I'm surprised he's a must start. I would kind of put him as like maybe a sleeper. I mean, I understand past stats that they mentioned, but I don't see him as a must start in all honesty.
Okay. They say he's a must start. Okay. Now we'll move on to 5 of 17. Another must start is Chase Briscoe. New Hampshire, admittedly, one of Briscoe's worst circuits. Yet he finished runner-up last year on a damp race track and has top 10s in each of the last 2 visits. The good news for Briscoe is the 19 team has excelled here in recent years, with Martin Truex Jr. winning the 23 race and finishing 12th or better in the last 6 visits. Briscoe is the hottest driver in the series right now, accumulating a series high 133 points during the round of 16. That's pretty amazing.
Oh yeah, and your box score pretty much said it. Truex has done well at New Hampshire, and usually wherever you see Truex do well, Briscoe follows suit. Just because that's just how great the 19 team is, and with the last 3 years going to JGR in terms of wins, I believe 1, 2, 3 is going to be a mix of Bell, Hamlin, and Briscoe, in my opinion.
Yeah, it seems to me like JGR, how do you not pick those guys right
Exactly.
now? Okay, now they've got Keselowski down as a sleeper pick. He drives the number 6 RFK Ford for Ford, odds 25-1. Keselowski nearly nudged his way into a victory last weekend at Bristol, finishing runner-up to Bell. The 2012 champion has an average finish of 10.5 in 24 New Hampshire starts. This is second best among active tracks. He has 3 top 5 efforts and 5 top 10s in the last 6 visits, including a dominant 2020 triumph.
Yeah, this is one I would consider to be a garage pick. If maybe consider him as a starter. Yeah, he's going to ride off of that Bristol momentum, I believe. New Hampshire also likes to, throw in a little bit of a wild card here and there, depending on how the race goes. And uh, Brad could certainly sneak through like he nearly did last week at Bristol. So yeah, I like this sleeper pick they picked out here. So I would definitely consider Brad as a possible garage driver.
Okay. Next up, we got Tyler Reddick. Reddick drives the number 45 for 2311 Racing. When thinking of Reddick's most tracks at New Hampshire isn't at the top of mind. However, he has consecutive sixth-place finishes at the Magic Mile and an average finish of 11.2 through 5 starts. Starting last in the round of 12, the number 45 team needs a strong opening race. Can he do it at the Magic Mile?
Top 6 finishes, he might escape to try to hit ground on the next 2 races of the playoffs. But if you're relying on top 6 finishes when it comes to the playoffs, in the round of 12, I'd say, yeah, you may be able to walk away. But if it was like the round of 8, I would say you can't rely on top 6 finishes to get you out of there. So I would say, okay, not a bad sleeper, but I don't know. I don't feel too comfortable with Reddick here in this one.
Okay. Another sleeper pick is another RFK car, Ryan Preece, driving the number 60 RFK Racing, and his odds are 55-1. The stats look bleak for Preece at his home venue, earning a best finish of 11th in 6 Cup starts at New Hampshire. However, this is the type of track where he typically excels. With 27 Whelen Modified Tour starts at New Hampshire, including a 21 victory, he has plenty of experience compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, modified experience will get him through here. His other home track of Stafford Motor Speedway, before he started climbing the NASCAR ranks, is pretty much the same build, other than it's like a half-mile racetrack. So Priest, I would definitely put in your garage pick, and if he's up there about towards the end of stage 2, that's when, and you have a driver in your top 5 who's doing absolute garbage, I would definitely swap Priest in for one of your drivers who are not having a good day. Because, I mean, like I said, with the Stafford background, his modified background at New Hampshire as well, this is going to be one that he, as they said, he's going to excel very well at.
Okay. Next up, we've got William Byron, and that's a stay away from. He drives the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports. Odds, though, are 11-1. At the number 2 seed in the playoffs, Byron has a bit of a buffer to begin the round of 12. A chunk of that gap may evaporate, though, at New Hampshire, as it's the only active track that Byron has yet to post a top 10 through 7 attempts. Hendrick has won 114 races at 28 different tracks since last celebrating in Victory Lane at New Hampshire in 2012, and that was with Casey Kane.
Yeah, I would save Byron for another day. This is not, if he's yet to post a top 10 at this track, that's one I would say, yeah, don't consider him for anything. Kind of leave him off the table. Save him for a better day that he will excel at.
Oh, I agree. Okay, now stay away. Well, another one is Kyle Busch. RCR's number 8 Chevrolet, odds are 28-1. Just about anything that could go wrong for Busch over the last couple of months has gone wrong. The same could be said about his 2 visits to New Hampshire with RCR, with finishes of 35th and 36th, respectively. Even dating back to the end of his JGR days, Busch has 4 finishes of 35th or worse in the last 4 races there. Not good news for Kyle Busch.
I mean, I kind of feel like, unless it's a super speedway, I kind of feel like I'm going to write him off because where he should be excelling at or should be doing decent at, he's not. I don't know if it's something with him personally or if something's amiss somewhere in that team or if they just have that bad luck bug that they can't get rid of. So,
Okay.
yeah, no surprise.
No surprise there. Alex Bowman's a stay away from another Hendrick Motorsports number 48 Chevrolet. Odds are 55-1. Bowman needed a miracle at Bristol to advance to the round of 12 and nearly got it. Ultimately, he was among the 4 drivers eliminated from the postseason. He has the best finish of 9th through 13 New Hampshire starts and hasn't led a single lap. In 3 next gen starts at New Hampshire, he has an average finish of 28.3, his worst at any track since 2022.
Yeah, he's only got one top 10 finish, and that was in 2021 before the next gen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's only scored stage points twice in the 14 opportunities that he's had with at New Hampshire. So, I would definitely say keep him off. But then again, he's been known. We have it on record. He's been known where every time where he's been written off, he comes back with a vengeance.
So it could be a breakthrough for him.
And okay, there's a possibility.
Next is our matchups. We've got Larson versus Bell with 3 top 10s and 4 New Hampshire attempts with Hendrick. Larson has undoubtedly led the way for the organization here in recent years at a track it's been largely mediocre. His 22 laps led, however, are the fewest he's paced the field on ovals with multiple starts. Pin anyone up against Bell at New Hampshire, and you're taking the 20 car. That's no different this weekend.
Yeah, I took Bell on this one. The Larson slump is killing me. If Larson wasn't having that slump, I would say this is one heck of a matchup to have. But given Bell's past and how Larson's been running the last couple months, this is a no-brainer. Unfortunately, I hate saying it, but that's the truth.
That's kind of the way it is. Next, we got Chase Elliott up against Chase Briscoe, the 2 Chases. Okay. Elliott is among the Hendrick drivers who have floundered at New Hampshire. His 3 top 10s through 11 starts are his fewest in any track with a minimum of 10 tries. Meanwhile, Briscoe is on a surging number 19 team that excels at New Hampshire. That trend should continue this weekend.
See, the box score for Chase Elliott shows that he should be competitive with Briscoe in this deal. So
yeah,
I might favor Briscoe.
Is just above Elliott, but Chase Elliott is above Briscoe. Briscoe's way down here.
I might favor Briscoe in the sense, but this is probably the battle of the week. Given how your box score shows that Chase Elliott is someone that can compete at New Hampshire.
Okay, so who are you going to take?
I like the trend, and he's getting hot at the right time. I'm going to go on the Briscoe train on this one.
Yeah, that's who I took too. Briscoe, and I had Bell in the first one. The next match we've got matchup is Blaney versus Wallace. With how strong Penske is at flatter tracks, it feels like Blaney should have more than a pair of top 5s and 4 top 10 finishes in 12 starts. Wallace, meanwhile, has a pair of top 10s in the last 3 races here. Blaney gets the nod with Penske's recent history at this style of track. Granted, Wallace led 73 laps at Gateway earlier this month. Who's your pick here?
Here I am saying Chase, the battle of the Chases could be the matchup of the week, but yet that statement right there of this matchup probably just told me I'm a liar. I feel more comfortable with Blaney, being that I know he's more consistent over Bubba. Yeah, I'm going to take Blaney over Bubba on this deal.
Yeah, I took Blaney too. Okay. Next up, we've got Ross Chastain and Joey Logano. Chastain represented Chevrolet at the July tire test and has top 10s in half of his 6 starts at New Hampshire's. I just don't think the companies that compares to Logano's number 22 team, which is consistently in the hunt at one of his better tracks. So which one are you going to pick?
I'm going against the grain. I'm going with the Mellow Man on this one.
Ooh.
I will take Chastain because I feel like the last couple of times I went against him in these matchups, he's bitten me in the dust. So I'm not taking my chances this time around.
Okay, I want to see. They've got Logano here. Let me see. Logano is right after Blaney. And Chastain, let me see if I can find Chastain.
Oh, he's not much further down.
He's not that far down. So Logano's got an average finish of 14.8 and
Chastain's at
Chastain is at
16.5.
16.5. Yeah, so they're pretty close. But I went with Logano.
Oh.
Okay, now I think that's all of our picks. Who are your 5 drivers?
All right, my top 5, I have Bell, Hamlin, Briscoe. Then I threw in Blaney, and I'm kind of hoping a little bit that he backs up what his stats are showing, and that's Larson. And then I threw Ryan Preece as my garage driver.
Ooh, okay. Now, let me tell you mine. I'm kind of back and forth here a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go Seabell, Denny Hamlin, Blaney, Briscoe, and I'm going to say Keselowski, and I'm going to put Logano into the garage.
All right. So we got two different drivers in our lineup here.
Yeah, we do. I've got Logano in the garage. And then my other picks were Bell, Briscoe, Blaney, and Logano.
Yep, and the matchups we matched in 3 out of 4. Logano and Chastain was our battle.
Yep. Okay. So there you have it.
What did they pick for a top 5? I'm curious what they have.
They have Bell, Hamlin, Logano, Briscoe, and Keselowski.
Oh my God, it looks like your lineup.
I didn't pick Logano. I put Logano in the garage.
Oh, that's right.
I have
Blaney. It nearly
Blaney.
looks like your lineup.
Yeah, I have Blaney where Logano is. And I put Logano in the garage. And their garage pick is Tyler Reddick.
See, I don't understand the hype of Reddick at New Hampshire.
I don't understand it either. Because when I looked at the score here, he's up there, but he's not. He's just below Joey Logano, and his average finish is actually 11.2. So I don't know, but that's his stats there.
That's amazing. And I like the part, and I'm not going to forget that one, is when your best showing is back-to-back top 6 finishes.
Yes.
You're not screaming winner to me there.
I would agree. Okay, I'm going to take this down now. But yeah, I think we did pretty good. It'll be fun to watch now. We just got to make sure we come back next Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping for Blaney to beat out Logano. That's all I'm saying, because I'm not feeling the Logano hype at all, and
I just know it's his home track, and he tends to do pretty good at his home track sometimes. So that's why. And Logano sometimes doesn't do good during the regular season, but he shows up in the playoffs.
This is true, but he's more successful in the even year trend, and we're in the odd. So
we are in an odd year. You are correct about that. Okay. So it's going to be fun to watch. Only 3 races this week. We've got the Truck Series and the NASCAR Cup Series, and then the ARCA Menard Series. They're racing at Salem this weekend, and it's going to be their 18th race. So that means only 2 more races left after Salem for the ARCA Menard Series.
Wow, they're winding down quicker than we are, or in the
I
NASCAR
know.
side.
I know. Well, the ARCA East has already wrapped up their championship. Isaac Kitzmiller took the championship there. And then the ARCA West, they'll finish up their season at Phoenix during the championship week. So they've got a little ways yet to go.
Isaac Kitzmiller, isn't that what's
Son
the
of
relation
Jason.
to Jason?
Yes.
What's the relation there?
It's his son.
Okay, I've heard of Jason Kitzmiller through the they call it like the Grand National Series, where they run like Gen 4 stock cars on short tracks.
Yep, that's his son. So what was interesting about the East Series, though, is they had that competition from JGR's number 18 car with several different drivers in that car. That car won most of the races with Brent Cruz and with William Sawalich and with the new guy, Max Reeves, in that car. So none of the regulars in the East Series got a win this season because of the 18 car with JGR. Kitzmiller was the most consistent, and Brent Cruz won the race this past weekend at Bristol. So they brought home the championship for the owners team, and that would have been JGR. So it was kind of a unique situation in the ARCA East.
I mean, if you look at a newer fan trying to get in, they'd be confused at that side of things. But
yes. Anything more you want to say before we move on?
I think we covered the bases for New Hampshire. I'm looking forward to another Northeast playoff race this year. I know Watkins Glen delivered last year. Hopefully I'm hoping New Hampshire can deliver this year. I know New Hampshire doesn't always bring the best races, but now we got in the playoffs. We could see some sparks and magic fly.
Yes, indeed. Do watch for more coming soon, though, to Fan for Racing Radio. I will tell you this. We did a really great interview with Robbie Keneally. He was the winner out at All-American Speedway last week in the ARCA West Series. And we had interviewed him at the beginning of the season. So it was kind of interesting to have that follow-up interview with him after his win. And he gave us a really good interview. If you haven't heard that one yet, I'd really recommend you taking a listen. And then also, Jay and I are getting together this afternoon. Well, it would be 3 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock our time. We're going to do the previews for the 2 races at New Hampshire, the Truck Series. It's an elimination race, Taz, for the Truck Series, and also the NASCAR Cup Series. This is the first in their round of 12. You have any predictions for the round of 10 elimination for the Truck Series?
I'm kind of there's one team I'm highly rooting for, and that's the Helmar 52. I'm hoping for Caden Honeycutt to stay above. I know that would have been Stuart Friesen's spot, but I'm going to root for the hometown owner since he's not racing for the rest of this year anyways. And hoping that Caden Honeycutt can get that team into the next round of the playoffs.
Okay, here's the how it's lined up right now. These are your top 8 drivers. Oh, I'm not sharing it, am I? Okay. Those are your top 8 drivers in the series right now, with Corey Heim at the top.
Wow, Raja's on the bottom of that.
Raja is in 8th place, but the 2 drivers that are below the cut line are Jake
Chandler's
Garcia
down.
and Chandler Smith. He's had a horrible, horrible start. The first 2 races. He's got to win if he wants to come back.
What's the plus minus on these guys?
Okay, let me go to the plus minus for you. If we go to the driver points, Chandler Smith is at 143 back from the leader. Raja Caruth in 19.
Chandler's got some work to do.
Yeah, he's got some work to do. I think he has to go after the win. Jake Garcia isn't down quite as far, but he's going to have to probably look at a win as well, because I don't think any of these guys are going to let up at New Hampshire.
Yeah, I know Ankram's got playoff advantages, so he will probably move on. It's shocking Raja's down that far, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to say if Chandler doesn't win, he's going to be out. I'm kind of seeing a points battle between Honeycutt and Garcia. I feel like Raja might turn something around. So this is kind of where I'm going with a points battle between Honeycutt and Garcia. Raja gets in.
Honeycutt, you want to get in.
So I'm going to say that the top 8 that are sitting there now will move on. But I say it's going to be a close point battle between Honeycutt and Garcia. It could be like razor thin.
I think those 3 are really going to be going after it. So I think the battle is between those 3. Honeycutt, Caruth, and Garcia.
Yeah, I see Caruth getting through fine if he runs at the pace that he normally does. So that's kind of where I'm sitting with the Honeycutt versus Garcia. They could be separated by a point or 2,
barring any mulligans.
Yeah,
I have a feeling though Chandler Smith could sneak in a win here. I know the last 2 weeks he's been horrible, but if he sneaks in a win here, that would put Raja below. Raja or Caden.
Yeah, that's gonna be the twist there.
I think he's going to be on a quest to get a victory this week. So I think these standings could get shook up a little bit after New Hampshire. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what does happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if things get shaken up. I mean, it's the playoffs.
Yeah,
wild things have happened.
Wild things happen there. So Jay and I are going to preview all of that, and then on the other side of the weekend, we'll be back with all of the reviews on Monday, as well as at 10 o'clock Eastern time, we'll have our Hot Topic Sound Off. And I got a feeling there might be a few hurt feelings that we'll be talking about on Monday night as well.
Yeah, I've been listening along to the Monday night shows throughout the week. So I know there's opinions out there, but you can't have a fantastic show without some hot topics and opinions about things.
Exactly. We want it to be, not everybody agrees on things, and that's okay. I think we're respectful about it. And, it makes it more interesting for the fans when we don't agree, I think.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing. And then, of course, next week after New Hampshire, we'll be headed to Kansas Speedway.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one for fantasy, because there's a lot of drivers that will be pretty well for this one.
Yeah, that's a 1.5 mile tracks, and all of the drivers love those tracks. Finally, with this next gen car, so I think that's going to be a good one to preview.
Oh, definitely, I agree.
All right. Anything else you want to say? Are you going to be flagging anywhere this week?
My home track is racing, but I got the weekend off, being that my oldest daughter's birthday was Tuesday, so this weekend is kind of my time to take her out for her birthday and stuff. So I have the weekend off to go do that. But we are but my home track that I flag at is racing tonight and tomorrow for the first ever Guardrail Nationals. A lot of money and classes are racing in the 2 nights. And then I know on October 4th, which is a Saturday, we have a $2,000 to win clone race. That will be one heck of a barn burner. And then a couple weeks after that will be our finale race weekend known as the 212, which is a 212 lap race finale. And I believe it's Saturday the 18th for our budget Predators.
All right. That sounds like a lot of fun. And Taz, we can't leave without saying thank you to everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate each and every view. And we hope you'll continue following us as we wrap up this 2025 season throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone for watching. This has been a fun little segment to do, and unfortunately, we're coming down to the wire for this. So
yes.
So I say we enjoy while it lasts.
Yes, indeed. Everybody have a good day and enjoy your race weekend, and we'll see you on the other side.